Now, if your dog has just entered the teenage phase, like my mate young Reginald here has, and you want the teenage phase to be a breeze rather than an absolute nightmare that makes you question why you got a dog at all in the first place, then I'm going to help you with that in this video. The first huge mistake that I see people make as a clinical canine behaviorist every single day that often then devolves into much bigger problems is thinking that you're done with training. The reality is that when you're training a puppy, especially early on, they're very, very teachable. And because of the stage of life that they're in, they want to be with you. They want to follow your guidance and direction. They're desperate to please. But as they go into the teenage phase, as they start to go into that adolescent side of their life, they develop more confidence and they develop more independence. And often there's this middle ground between huge success in puppy training, where you're really content and happy and don't want to keep pushing. So you think you've done with training and you relax in this gray area, then you hit the teenage phase and everything goes off a cliff. So I always encourage all of the puppy owners that I'm working with to keep their foot on the gas, even if things are going really, really well, especially when it comes to some of the things that we're going to be talking about later on in this video. Now, a huge mistake that people make taking their dogs through puppyhood and into the teenage phase is bad socialization. Now, right now, this is what a lot of people think about when they think of socialization with their dogs, just coming somewhere and doing what they want, when they want, meeting loads of different people, meeting loads of different dogs. But that isn't what socialization should be. What that does is that creates dogs that have out of control emotional responses to various stimuli, especially if it's high arousal emotional responses. What socialization should be is gradual exposure to different stimuli in ways that allows them to remain calm and focused on you, no matter what's going on around them, rather than what's going on around them creating them into hyperactive, over the top, super high aroused lunatics. Because that means that even though there's loads of dogs right here, Reggie, if I need Reggie to come to me, he's going to pay attention and focus on coming to me. And that's exactly what we're doing with him in the teenage phase right now. We're exposing him to a variety of different stimuli with dogs of different energy levels, different training abilities and experiences, and making sure that I'm observing him and that his arousal levels are staying in a place I'm happy with, and that he's always able to focus on me and come back to me when I need him to. And you do that by gradual exposure, not dumping them into insane situations that they're not prepared or ready for. Now, I know we're covering a lot in this video, and you've probably got a lot of questions, and you might want to go a lot deeper on a lot of these topics. And I just wanted to quickly let you know that that's exactly why I created my Perfect Canine Companion course. If you want to learn more about the Perfect Canine Companion course that covers absolutely everything that you could possibly want to know to have a perfect canine companion like my mate Reginald here, and exactly how I go about training my own dogs to become perfect canine companions, then there'll be a link in the description box below alongside an exclusive discount just for my YouTube viewers. So you can go and check that out right now. Again, link in the description box below, but let's carry on with the video. Now, one of the really common ways that people start to struggle when their dog enters the teenage phase, and how it often feels to them and how they'll describe it to me, is that my dogs just become terribly mannered. They're really frustrating. They're really obnoxious. They're not nice to be with. It's not that they don't know certain pieces of obedience. It's not that they haven't been well socialized. They've just become this not very nice dog to be around from this really sweet puppy that I used to love being around. And that's completely normal. And that is very par for the course with the teenage phase. And there's a few things that we can do to make sure that we prevent that, and that is by absolutely ensuring that we're working on our manners-based training. Now, for me, what manners-based training is exactly this. Anything that is good in your life, you only ever get when you sit calmly and look up to me for guidance and direction. That doesn't matter if it's my attention and I come down and give you a fuss and a scratch behind the ear. It doesn't matter if that's me welcoming you up onto the furniture for a cuddle and to watch some TV with me. It doesn't matter whether that's me giving you a treat. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want it, the only way you get it is by sitting, calmly, quietly looking up to me for guidance and direction, and I will decide when you get that thing. If you bake that into your dog's DNA, that nothing good in its life comes unless it's sat calmly, quietly, waiting with good manners, you will cruise through the teenage phase. And the single best way that you can go about teaching this is what I call my mealtime drill. So I've got some of Uncle Sully's food here, and I'm going to show you exactly what that should look like. Again, your dog, when they want something, I'm not asked for this, should know that all they have to do is sit calmly, quietly, and look up to you for guidance and direction. He clocked himself there and goes, I know I can't have that unless I look up for guidance and direction, because we practice this every single day. It's part of our daily work. Now I can put that food on the floor and the same thing happens. It doesn't matter whether it's right on the floor in front of you or not. It doesn't matter whether the bowl is there. It doesn't matter whether I'm out here. It doesn't matter whether I put the bowl in front of you and I come and chill over here. You don't have that food until I tell you that you can have that food. And the only way that you can have that food is by sitting calmly, quietly, and as Uncle Sully is doing right now, looking up to me for guidance and direction. And I could sit here for 2 hours and he would not move until I gave him his release command. Now, I'm not going to be mean and make him do that. I'm going to simply give him his release command because he's being calm, looking up to me for guidance and direction and displaying impeccable manners. So break. And he can have his food and he can enjoy it. I want him to have all the things in life that he wants, providing that they're safe and that it's okay for him to have them. But rather than just letting him pick and choose when he has them, how he has them, or even worse, gaining access to them by being badly mannered or obnoxious, I'm going to flip the script and simply say, if you want this good thing, you have to be a well-mannered dog. And if you're consistent with that every single day throughout the teenage phase, you'll be shocked at just how easy the teenage phase becomes, but then how insanely well-mannered and fun to be around your dog becomes when they get out of the teenage phase and become a proper nice adult dog. Now, last but certainly not least, when it comes to the mistakes that I see people making with their teenage dogs literally every single day with all the clients that come to me here at my Canine Behaviour Centre, is not having the ability to effectively communicate to them no. Not having the ability to tell our dogs when they're doing something that we don't want them to do and that we need them to not do that behavior again in the future. When it comes to dog training, we want to be training them to do the behaviors that we do want from them. But that doesn't give us the ability to communicate to them what it is that we don't want them to do. And for you to be able to get through the teenage phase, you have to have the ability to continue saying, hey buddy, this is what I need you to do right now. But also, that decision, that's the wrong decision. And I need you to not make that decision again in the future. When you have that ability to communicate to your dog from a place of loving leadership, please do this, don't do that. That is the essence of the Perfect Canine Companion. And again, over in my Perfect Canine Companion course, I teach you exactly the step-by-step guide to not just becoming a high-level canine leader, not just on all of the specifics of how to train new behaviors, but the detailed specifics on how you communicate to your dog from a place of loving leadership. No. So again, if you want to find out more about that and check out the exclusive discount for my YouTube viewers, the link to that will be in the description box below. I can't wait to see you there.